Well, we've got some breaking news coming in on this Gulf oil spill. Governor Bobby Jindal just wrapping up a news conference about his state's efforts to deal with this disaster. Chris Gutierrez is live down at Premier Industries in Venice, Louisiana. That's where the governor has just joined him. Chris?
Yeah, hi, Megan. We want to put this into perspective for our viewers. We're on top of a jack-up boat, they call it, and it is loaded, you can see behind us, with this white absorbent boom. Governor, if you would, please tell our viewers what this jack-up boat will be used for.
This jack-up barge will be doing two things. One, it'll be a command center. Literally, we're going to have local fishermen and locals out there in the water watching, make sure the oil doesn't get close to our coast. You know, we already have primary lines of defense. You know the BP's out there with aerial dispersions. They're doing things like underwater dispersions. They're doing controlled burns. They're trying to cap the leak. If the oil gets close to our coast, they're laying down tens of thousands of feet of hard boom. If it gets past that boom, there are critical wetlands. You don't want this oil. It'll be much, much tougher to clean it up. If that were to happen, this jack-up barge has got, as you can see behind us, this absorbent, this secondary boom. It will literally absorb, keep the boom, the oil in place, so it can then be collected by a skimmer. The idea is that you'll have other fishermen, airboats who would come to this barge, go out and deploy this absorbent boom. It's a jack-up barge. You can literally pick up and move. So as the oil moves in, this is our mobile command center. Anywhere from 2 to 5 of these could help protect the eastern, the Plaquemines Parish right here on the eastern flank. And so it's very, very important. It allows us to be nimble, adaptable. The important thing is it's local fishermen. They know this area like the back of their hands.
It was described to me as kind of your Grand Central Station, right? Because those airboats can come up, they can get some of this boom, and they can head out. Talk to me about, because we're hearing conflicting reports of how far out this oil could be. And there's a difference between the sheen that we're seeing, for example, in the barrier islands, and the thick oil that's behind it, correct?
Absolutely. You've already seen some of the sheen moving past the Chandelier Islands, and you see the Breton Sound. Those are some of the first areas in Louisiana that will be impacted. We're laying down boom to keep it out of Lake Pontchartrain and other interior areas. Look, NOAA says it all depends on the wind and the weather patterns today. The winds are favorable towards Louisiana. They're expected to shift to be less favorable tomorrow. But the reality is that they're not moving very strongly, so it's not moving as quickly as NOAA first predicted. What's of grave concern to us is today, yesterday, for the first time, NOAA began to say there's a chance in their models it gets west of the river. That would open up the Barrier Basin and other areas. We as a state have already submitted plans for every single coastal parish. We said, look, we're tired of waiting. Nobody else is doing this. We're going to do this. We put together detailed plans for every single parish going all the way to the Texas coast. So we've got plans with the Coast Guard and BP for them to approve and deploy the resources, and we'll help with our fishermen to help deploy those resources. But what we're watching very closely today is if it does get west of the river, if it does come up on the western side of Plaquemines Parish, we've already talked about out preventative boom, those hard booms to catch the oil there. We do not want to see this get in the Barrier Basin.
My last question, you talk about not sitting around and waiting. One thing that struck me is that local fishermen, shrimpers, will be on this boat because you mentioned it. They know like the water's like the back of their hand. Do you feel like BP is doing enough?
Well, a couple of things. Look, we got 1,100 guardsmen deployed. We got fishermen out there deploying boom, monitoring, ready to help in the cleanup. And that's the way it should be. Our people devise the plan. Our people help to implement the plan. BP is saying the right things. I think execution is going to be very, very important. St. Bernard Parish needs additional boom. We need to have resources pre-deployed for the western part of the state. They're making commitments to the people that are losing their jobs. They're going to help put them back to work, retrain them, repair their damage so they can get back to work. And that's what people want. They want to go back to work. So they're saying the right things. Execution over the next couple of days and longer is going to be important. For Louisiana, this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. It's capping the leak, cleaning up the oil, and then repairing the damage to our wetlands.
Thank you for your time. Good luck with everything. Megan, back to you.
Very nice. Chris Gutierrez, our best to the governor. Thank you so much to him and to you for joining us.